Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with another game of Geometry Dash. And today we're going to play a level called Death Moon. Never played it before, but we're going to jump in. Once I turn the controller on, we're going to jump in. Probably. Alright, well, the controller doesn't want to work. Maybe we're not going to play right now. Well, this is not very professional. We're just gonna try to use the keyboard instead, even though I don't play that way. Hey, yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna unplug it and plug it back in again. I'm not very good at this whole doing stuff on the internet thing, and the controller doesn't want to work right now. Well, we're gonna try to play with the keyboard today, guys. I never do this, so it's probably not gonna go so well. Hey, Shar. Alright, so we've got a slowdown arrow here. Hey, Nusa. Yes, indeed, that's the name of the song. You guys should check it out. I made a little a post to that regard, but, you know, check it out. Thanks everyone for being here. You know, I'm not very good, but we're just gonna try to do it some. I might have to abruptly leave or disappear. I live in Arkansas, and, well, we have tornadoes here, so that might be going on today. But anyway, don't be alarmed. I'm sure that everything will be fine. But if I say blah, or, you know, you hear loud sounds somewhere, then that is probably what's going on there. How do I set? All right, I don't know how to use a keyboard. Well, that's not how. Okay, what I meant was, how do I... Oh, I needed to go into practice mode first, otherwise you couldn't set them. And then it's what, Z and X for them? Z? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm having to learn how to play because my my controller doesn't want to work. My hardest level, I think Shiver. Shiver or Platinum Adventure. I think Shiver is harder than Platinum Adventures was. My other two demons are the Nightmare and Lightning Road, which we all know are not very hard at all and shouldn't even really be demons. Alright, so now that I have practice mode turned on and we're kind of doing this, I need to just grow up and reload the game to see if I can get my controller to work. Like, what's the point of playing with an input style that I don't play with? But I guess over time I could learn. Anyway, I'm actually much worse than this. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, so those... And then we get... Man, it's really hard to do this ship. Why won't it work? I just, like, the light's on. Why won't it work? I'm sad. I hate everything. I'm just gonna reload the game, guys. It won't take long, right? We're just gonna quit the game and start again. I am so bad at making videos on the internet. But anyway, I'm sure it's just gonna, like, come back to life immediately, and equally sure that, hey, there we go, my controller works now. See, it's all better now. Yeah, all the things that were vaguely wrong are fine. No, I said I thought Shiver was harder than Platinum Adventure, so I think that Shiver is my hardest one. Because those are, you know... Platinum Adventure is definitely harder than Lightning Road and the Nightmare. I think we all agree for that. Is it not? I think I did Shiver first, but I remember Platinum Adventure being not terribly tricky once I, like, stopped being upset by it existing. Okay, I gotta... You know, when there's a lot of things that are dangerous and some that aren't, it's so hard for me to figure out what I'm supposed to be afraid of. It's like the real world. Okay, that's a bad checkpoint. It's a real bad checkpoint. I Spy with My Little Eye. I downloaded that one, but I haven't played it. It was on a list that I found on Reddit of easy games or easy maps to play. And by the way, every single thing on there except for Lightning Road and Nightmare is not actually easy. You guys are crazy. This whole community is full of absolute mad lads. I don't know why I try. I'm so bad at this game. But here we get a nice little restful ship part, and I think I'm understanding what's going on. Oh boy, I take that back. All right, so here I know what we can't bash and what we can. Here I don't. Oh, I don't get it at all. We'll figure it out. All right, so do we go up here? No. 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 Do we have to go through the gray blocks? Is that what's going on here? Yep. Okay. Hey Q, what's up? Ah! Terrible. Okay, so can we go under this one? No, not like that. This level, it seems pretty cool. It's disorienting. Of course, I haven't been here before, I'm sure. With a little bit of practice, it's a little easier, but... It feels like, you know, like theoretically, none of these segments are too hard. It's just that, like, you know, everyone's brain's a little different, right? But mine is not visually processing the dangerous stuff as dangerous, necessarily. Oh, I accidentally pushed the... So, like, I can even tell myself, hit the gray stuff, but, like, my video game brain just says, ignore that, that's dumb, don't do that, you know that that stuff is a wall. Flip there, okay. Oh, not that far, though. Okay. Yeah, it's a long level, so, like, I could be here for, like, 100,000 years. I mean, not on the practice. It won't take that long to beat the practice, probably. It's hard to say. But for me to actually beat the level, you know, I could do nothing but play this level until, like, you know, until the tornado comes today. No, not that long. That was a flicker of my lights, so it actually might be the end of the line here pretty soon, guys, but I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, I'll be fine. I'm not actually afraid of tornadoes, although, you know, although they're very dangerous, and I'm not contemptuous of their danger. I'm not, like, personally afraid of them like I'm afraid of so many things, like, you know, cars and stuff. It's like I'm not afraid of drowning. Like, I definitely know that drowning will kill you, but I'm not afraid of it, if that makes any sense. And that's how I'm not afraid of tornadoes. I just, you know. Tornadoes, oh yeah, well, the sirens have been going. They're not currently going, but there's like a storm system and stuff going on where I live and roundabouts. Oh yeah, Natasha, it's still going on. It might be actually more than any time in, like, in my lifetime. It's a lot of tornadoes that have been happening this month, like tons and tons. But yes, it is happening again today. Not, like, don't want to dox myself too much. Not far from where I lived. Some people's houses and stuff got messed up not too long ago, just like in the ones a couple weeks ago. So I mean, they frequently hit kind of close to home, but yeah, there's you know, there's good warning systems, and we have, you know, big tornado sirens that are all around, and, you know, so hopefully I won't have to worry about it. But in the event that I scream, oh, I gotta go, you know, It'll be all right. And I can't just ignore them, not least because it's not safe, but also, the dog gets very agitated when they're on. He needs to be comforted. You hold after the yellow portal, you go down. Don't go down. Got it. Imagine if I kept playing a tornado on stream. Well, I think that would be interesting. Okay, I don't know how to play this game. Do I need to jump? Yeah, not go down. Okay, now I see what you mean. So you gotta jump over that one and get onto that whole level, maybe? And then fall there into the blue, and that'll flip you. Yeah, and I don't think you can hold there. I think you gotta wait just a little bit. But you definitely gotta jump off that pillar. Maybe you can hold it depending on how you enter it. Well, not if you jump at the wrong place because you're thinking about the future. I'm so bad. The slowdown's hard for me too because I'm so bad at the game. I can't adjust the way that I think about the future at all. I said I thought I was gonna get through this on practice. I can't even get to 20%. So obnoxious. Why can't I just play right? Why can't I do anything right? Oh man. Nope, that's not how to play the game. That is the same wrong way to behave. Ah, why? Alright, we were almost through. I gotta be quicker with the checkpoint. I gotta... I'm so bad. So you flip through and then you don't jump. You die if you jump. But there you have to jump. You can't not jump there. Got it. Great. Awesome. If only I could have learned that 100 deaths ago. Well, I still haven't learned it, so... I don't guess it's possible. Oh, great. Yeah, it's like, we'll just back that up. That was disorienting, and I'm sure I'm going to be stuck there for a super long time, too. Why do I even do this to myself? It's just for the attention, right? Probably. Okay, I don't understand this at all. Wish a tornado would hit me. Now I can just use that as the excuse. I'd be like, oh, sorry guys, gotta go. It's not that I don't understand this at all, and I'm literally never going to be able to do it. You know... This is going to come up a lot if I talk, but I used to think I was a smart person. It clearly is not true, though. Because I got my whole life to look at. I think it's just that other people are not very smart either. But, like, I'm an idiot. Oh no, so you could tell me the click pattern, but I don't know if you think that would help me. So you just look at the green one. Yeah, you just look at the green one. No, you can't just look at the green one. You gotta look at the blue one too, and that's bad. You can just look at green there, and then... two jumps. No. Alright, so fall twice and then no. Ah, man. Oh, man. You know, I don't have anywhere to be. Y'all already knew that. So I can keep dying here for a super long time. I am very easily discouraged, but simultaneously sort of impervious to being discouraged, depending on the attitude I have at any given moment, which I don't control. But right now, I could die here for a while. The color's nice, you know, red and black, that's nice. No. Like, what am I even supposed to be looking at here? I don't know what pieces I'm supposed to be looking at and what pieces I'm supposed to be ignoring, which is a challenge. It'd be hard enough if it was just one block. Well, that's not true. It wouldn't be hard enough. I'd have already gotten through this section and gotten to the next part that I would do very poorly, also. And I can't even time the jump right. And that you're not even supposed to jump there, so that's like I am gonna be here forever. So I'm not any closer to understanding what happens after this first part than I was before. Because in spite of me dying right here repeatedly, I do know what I'm supposed to do until right here, and then I don't know anymore. And this section could theoretically be much longer than this, which doesn't bode well. I was thinking maybe if I just failed at it 100 times that I would understand, but having been me my whole life, that's not really a reasonable thing. I often can take a frustrating amount of time to learn any lesson. But on the upside, I can tell if something's very slightly wrong from pretty far away, and that's useful, you know, so people keep me around. Like, am I doing it wrong the whole way? Do we need to just keep blues there and then, like... No, I don't think that'll work. Yeah, because the one there falls directly onto that spike, so it's got to be this way. Yeah, this way. The way where I die at the very beginning. Well, you know, repeatedly. I've been on one that had 2 waves, but it was like... It wasn't really like having 2 waves. You just had to look at one of them. Like, you had to figure out which one you were supposed to look at, and then you could ignore all the other ones. Yeah, 2 ships sounds fun. Alright, so the only way I did this in the first place was by looking at the green one, and then I started looking at the whole screen, and that's why I kept dying. So if I look at the green one, does it work? Can I make it work just by looking at the green one? Like, is it possible? Maybe. Because I think, like, I was looking at too many things, you know? You gotta just look at the green one. And maybe there's stuff that will kill the blue one that you have to adjust to, because it looks like that's a safe green one path. Yeah, that's the way. We gotta, yeah, absolutely. We just gotta figure out what the right path is, even though visually they will all appear to be the right path. And only look at the green one. Yeah. If you look at more than one thing at a time, you can't see anything, right? Of course, you could just, like, forget what the right path is. Alright, not there. We gotta fall? Why can't I remember what I'm supposed to do? Blah. Okay. Fantastic. So in the last 200 attempts, we've managed to get 3 or 4 jumps further, which is really good, you know? That's, No, if I were going to do it, I would just, like, pull the level out, and then I would draw it down on a piece of paper, and then I would remember where I was supposed to go, and then I would only try to visually find that line for the green one. Because that's why I keep dying, right? Because I just literally don't know what I'm supposed to do. Because functionally, this is very easy, right? It's just a cube section where you have to jump sometimes. It's only that you literally can't see what you're supposed to do that makes it hard. Like, even a player as bad as me would be able to get through this if all you had to do was jump when you're supposed to jump. I mean, eventually. And I guess, theoretically, all the information I need to do what I'm supposed to do is here on the screen. Theoretically. Hello, sentient door. If you are sentient, then you are going to exhibit far more thoughtfulness and talent than I am right now with this section of the level, where I have been for some time. And maybe forever. Because while I am sort of developing feelings about my ability to get through here, I don't have any thoughts about it. No! How could I have come so close? Alright. No, why? Why? Glorious day! Alright. Now we can... What's going on here? I don't know. Okay, so the red and the white, we gotta go down immediately. Okay, I see. I mean, you're gonna see me die repeatedly. I see. I don't. Way more precision than I'm used to in waveforms, which is, you know, quite low. I'm used to being able to, Anyway, at least it's different. Okay, you gotta take a very specific angle, and I can't find it. Ah, man. I'm gonna hate the part of the weight after this. I hate this part, man. No, it's not so bad. It's not, you know, it's got red and white and black. I like some of that. None of it's, you know, a bright, violent yellow color like Poltergeist. Ah. Ah, too much there. All right. I like the background here. It's cool. Okay, gotta do a little bit of the wiggles there. So we can immediately hold after any death on that checkpoint. That'll be fine. And then we just gotta... Ooh, boy, yeah. Okay, that one's the sharper one again. Got it. Much, much sharper. Man, I am not prepared. I continue to not be. There's another little light flicker there, guys. So it's been a good minute since the last one, which means that's the first one on the breaker. So we might be good. If there's another one, well, might be the end for my happy electronic era. No, I'm charging the Switch right now. I never play it, so I have a ton of... Oh no, why? So I never have it charged. Oh, there's a second flicker. Well, guys, if I had a violin, I might be playing it for my hopes and dreams right now. But maybe the fine folks at the electric company have managed to create a grid that will weather this storm. Yeah, this is really cool looking. I like the little gears. I like the little barbed wires. All right, we got through it, and now... we just got this little thing, which is relatively a reprieve, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Alright, so what's going on? We just got... oh, a ball section? Got it. I do not have an account. I bought it on Steam, so it didn't make me get one, and I hate signing up for things. Oh no, I crashed. But hello, Purple Gray. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this level's very cool. Today's the first day I've been playing it. It doesn't seem impossible for me to eventually do. Merely very improbable. But oh, it's a UFO. I totally was reading the what I was supposed to do there wrong. I thought I was in wave. I couldn't figure out why. All right, so 2 bashes, or presses rather, 2 inputs right there, and then a little bit of yeah, I'm afraid that I've already beaten the only 2 actually easy demons in the game, and now they're all hard. I mean, not compared to hard levels, you know, just compared to what I was doing. Because I haven't even beat the 2 annoying insane levels of the mainline ones, the Hexagon Force and Electrodynamics. That's when I jumped to demons, because I was like, at least I'll have the satisfaction of saying it's a demon. Man. I don't... no. Man, they really give you a huge window of, like, variance as to when that starts out there. Okay, the bird was maybe not lethal, but those spiky things were. Ah. What? How am I falling through that? I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of how this is working with this portal. It seems irregular. Like, how it goes there, I think it's going to happen every time, but sometimes I just drop like a rock, or I go up way too high immediately. I didn't think my timing was that off, but it must have been. What? Okay, there must have been something that became visible there. I didn't hit the bottom, and I don't think I hit the obstacle above me. That one I know I hit. Your hardest levels are the Nightmare Lightning Road. Yeah, those were my first two easy demons. Those are the ones that I would consider the only actually easy demons, at least that I've played. Okay, there you go. That was definitely not a place I can go, because I hit the exact same thing again. That doesn't mean I won't do it again. I mean, sorry, I don't mean to downplay your achievement for okay. Those were like tough levels, but like compared to like the other two easy demons I beat, I felt like they were like a lot more like easy to do. You know, they're certainly not easy levels to beat, like in the grand scheme of things. You know, you can't hand somebody a controller that hasn't played this game before and be like, just beat that. I mean, maybe you can. People are a lot better at this than I am. I did it again. I think I gotta go in between them. Why don't I hold up my hand to show what I would mean by in between? That'll be usable. I don't get it. Right, so we gotta go through, and you might be able to just like coast down and like safely go on the squares there, it looks like. I failed to do it. Yep, yeah, okay, so you'll drop down to, and then you probably gotta input like once or twice to get to that portal above it. Ah, well, that's a little bit too much, a little bit too much. What? I don't... Can I hit at such a point in the portal that I go through it instead of getting the portal? So I don't see how I'm missing it. Like, it looks like I'm dropping through it in order to die. That's just the music. No, I don't know if my mic would pick it up. They are fairly loud. Oh, okay. Hello, tablet. Tablet squared. Ah. My hardest level is Shiver. I've beaten 4 easy demons. You can probably guess what they are. Well, 2 of them you definitely can guess. But yeah, what about you? Ah, I see. Interesting. Ah, they've got little invisible spikes on those. And then here you can just try to take... This is cool because, like, this wave part is cool because there's a lot of different lines that you could attempt to take, and it's not immediately clear what the best ones are. There might be just, like, multiple quite safe ones, which is nice. I love when a level does that. Gives you, like, an actual proper choice, you know. Ours, Future Funk. Villanosa, I've only beat Shiver the Nightmare, the Lightning Road, and Platinum Adventures, and I just think Shiver's harder than Platinum Adventures. I remember it taking me more attempts, I think. I would have to ask the whole internet, you know, what's harder. But they're all 4 on lists that appeared on the internet as very easy levels for people to tackle. So, you know, I don't think any of the levels that I've beaten are very hard. Clean. Ah, well, you know, it was fine for a little while. I like this section, though. Just, like, nothing too weird, nothing too strange or visually distracting. Just nice, simple mechanics with plenty of time to make bad choices and no one but yourself to blame for them. So I think, yeah, you could, if you get it a specific way here, you could, well, you know, because how I'm doing it, threading around them, I think you could just do, like, real sharp angle holds like that, right? You could just, well, you would need to choke up there a little bit more, but, you know. A little bit too much on it there. Alright, good stuff. Alright, what's going on here? We slow a little bit. And then we've got a ball section after that. That's good. Nope. And then... Ah, yes. And then probably hold that whole way, it looks like. Too slow. I think it may be a small cube, so maybe we can't hold there. I didn't hold that time, but maybe we can't. It might be. Much too slow there. Ah. Alright, now I just gotta figure out what we're supposed to do with the hair. It's not totally clear. I love this song. Terrible. It's not all bad. Could be that dual dual cube section. That was miserable. I hate any time it's not Sir Green blocking 10. Where does that blue guy get off trying to pretend like he's me? So your worst fell into death move was 91%. I had a 97% fail on Shiver. Which, if you know the level, you know exactly where that is. I think it was on. I had a very late fail on Platinum Adventures as well. But you know, you just you get right back to it. I had a couple late fails on Shiver that threatened to break my heart. You know, because especially, you know, the last spider part of Shiver, I don't know what it's actually called. But the spider part of Shiver is so much easier than like a ton of what comes before, so it's like so agonizing to make simple mistakes there and then get pushed all the way back. Which is what I imagine it would feel like to get through this part of the level and then die right there. Nah, none of the stuff before this seems like crazy obnoxious except for the double block part, which is really just a matter of, you know, learning it. Because all you have to do is look at the green block, you know, you just got to figure out where you're allowed to go with it. Because there's a couple places that appear to be safe. Anytime there's two, you can't look at both of them. And if you can, then I'm never going to get that part right. Alright, so there you just hold the whole way through. Yes, actually the whole way through, and then... Okay, and then it's upside down. So the whole way through, all you do is hold, and then And then you've got a little section here. That's actually a nice little reprieve, isn't it? And then we've got a very cool Tetris-y section, and then dual wave, got it. And we just need to look at one of them, and we're going to choose to look at the green one. Do we go all the way down there? Probably. Hey, Brian Cheese, how's it going? Hey, Wanalanda, hello. Thank you for your beliefs. I believe that if we try pretty hard, we'll eventually be able to beat it on practice, but not all in a row. That'd be so agonizing to beat a level on practice mode for the first time. There were a couple of times I started getting afraid that I was going to do it. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. There's a word association. So there's a guy named Richard Cheese, and he does sort of like silly like piano covers of songs, and he did one of Down with the Sickness, and it made its way into the mid 2000s remake of Dawn of the Dead, and his songs are fun. You know, they're a fun little thing. This is very Evil Terraria looking here, and then we got a little bouncy section. Got it. Alright, so here we need to hold going through the portal, and then it's a quick descent, a very quick descent, and then over the top again, and then, okay, it's a ship. I thought we were going to go to Cube. And then I think it's a normal ship there at the end. My beard. Yes. Thank you. I've worked very hard on it. I used to have a better one. We don't like to talk about it. I lost it by accident. It was terrible. But if you go back a little bit in time, you'll see videos and streams of me without a mustache at all. And if you go further than that, you'll see my magnificent mustache. And then if you go 10 years back, I didn't have a mustache at all until a few years ago. I didn't believe in them. And, you know, I would have a beard and stuff, but one day I cut a mustache on as I was shaving my beard, you know, and left it there. And then I was like, you know what? After all, why shouldn't I keep it? And then I discovered it was great. And now, like, because I have like anxiety problems and stuff, but I find that having a mustache just distracts people so much that they can't even look at you. I mean, they're looking at your face, but they can't even see it because the mustache transfixes them. It's like the stripes on the Yankees uniforms. And like sometimes I'll like go out, I'm like getting a root beer at whatever pizza joint, and some old guy, I mean I'm old, but you know, even older than me, is there, and he's got a huge mustache. He just looks at me and he slowly nods, like that meme of Robert Redford and you know, the whatever movie that's from, the Mountain Man one. I think it's Robert Redford. Some famous actor. Jeremiah Johnson? Yeah. And I'm like, yes, you do approve of me. Ah, well, you know, that was actually getting pretty decent there for a first sight read of that section. I mean, it's not hard, right? I don't want to talk about it like I think that was a hard section, but it was nice to get through a big chunk of it all at once, right? Because that was really like 12% or so. It was like, you know, like 80 to I mean, there's other, because this is all samey though, so it's all the same, but you know, the wave part was new. It wasn't hard, but you know, you still had to do it right. Ah, a little bit more. Ah, blah. I can see that losses here would be heartbreaking because this is quite a lengthy level, right? Even though I'm on practice, I can still remember that there's been a bunch of segments. Oh, okay. Did I get stuck there? Okay. Sure. $9.36. Blah. Okay. Oh, they've got spikes that appear on those pillars. I was like, I would have sworn I could have made that without clipping my hair. But you gotta go under it. Okay, that was a controller one. I did let go of the button. Sometimes it just does that, right? Even though it's new. I swear I was let go and it was still going, you know, the wrong direction. Not that. That was me. That was all me. Hey, not bad. That would be so funny. You could probably crash on the very end there, huh? There, yeah. There's the practice complete. So that very last bit, 80% to 100, I feel fine about that. I mean, obviously you would want to practice it more, but some levels, you know, you feel like the last bit is really tricky. I feel like here it's just that duel, and then, you know, if we put our minds to it, this feels like a beatable level. Not today, but, you know, like eventually. One that I'm willing to target. Clutterfunk did not feel beatable. Not Clutterfunk, that's not the name of it. Clubstep, they all sound alike, you know. They're all fake words that start with the same consonant. Don't make me defend myself. But Clubstep did not feel doable. Like, it just felt like this is too hard. But this doesn't feel... Hello, Ollie. This does not feel like too hard from that practice run. Not like it's going to happen soon. You say I'm getting good really quick? Well, it's nice of you to be encouraging. As I fail to make this first jump. Over and over again. And forget to jump there. Hey, Michelle, how's it going? Everything's cool here, just, you know, some little tornado stuff, but it's all fine, it's all fine. You can see that I am unbothered as ever by the presence of storms. %, new best, amazing, wizard. Yeah, I know, right? If this was SimCity, you would want to get like at least like a dinosaur attack, a little earthquake maybe. Why not a New Madrid? A little New Madrid spice, you know, for the end of April. But no, it's just more tornadoes, far as the eye can see. I was like, hello, the online gamer. We are just meeting expectations here. If your expectations are that I am not going to do very well. Yeah, indeed not, Natasha. Unfortunately, there are not very many sharks. If we had them here, it would be like a catfish tornado, and they would just like show up at your house and eat all of your food and then not taste very good at the end. Anyway, I'm biased against catfish. I wish we had sharks. I think they're cool. Ah, one of those. Got it. Got the old hold to get through. There was an early level that was like that. I forget which one. You guys remember. You know what I mean. I need to buffer there. Oh, right. Oh, it gave me a little demon key thing. You ask if B is good? Well, I have seen that one written down in a lot of lists. A lot of lists. I've been playing Geometry Dash just like half a year or whatever, you know. But like, you know, whenever I started doing demons, I did look at like Reddit posts and stuff for recommendations in addition to asking people in the stream, and that's definitely a name of one that I've seen thrown out there as a good one to target. So, hey, there we go. New best. I didn't mean to crash there, but hey, 12%, nice. I did the thing where you crash instead of not crashing. Not ideal. All right, one more time with feeling. Yo, so I went to this play on Sunday called Hades Town, and it was the best. They have like it's one of the plays where the band like is on the stage with the actors, and as part of it, like it's very like sort of like New Orleans jazz themed in a lot of styles. And they had this trombone player just absolutely going off, looking like he was having the most fun in the world. At one point, he like runs up to the front, like in front of the other actors. You know, like in a song, he's supposed to be doing it, and then just like, you know, vamps for the crowd for a while. Anyway, that was a good experience. I just want to talk about it again. I'd meant to play a game of the game Hades while I talked about my experience going to the musical Hades Town, but then I realized I had uninstalled it, and I elected to play Geometry Dash instead. I crashed. I crashed. Yeah, you see, I remember that I can hold at the start, but you gotta, like, what's the chance that I'm gonna remember that I'm starting while I'm starting? I'm probably gonna be in the middle of complaining about dying, right? And then I'll be way off. I'll hold at the wrong time. I died again. Okay, can't hold there exactly. Terrible. But anyway, I know that this is like, I'm just playing to get a little bit far. I know that we need to, before this is even feasible to target for winning, we need to go back and iron out significantly a lot of segments, but I don't feel like doing that. I feel like seeing number go up in the event that I can actually do it. Not least because this is a section that I ought not be dying on every time, right? So the closest you've seen to a tornado is a dust devil? Well... I haven't been like in the middle of one, but I've definitely like seen a cloud with rotation with my own two eyes, more than one time. And well, I've witnessed and you know, known people firsthand that have lost more than anybody wants to lose in the storms. I don't want to make light of them as I'm joking about them. It makes me feel better to act like they can't just swoop down at any moment and end my like life of extreme happiness and failing at Geometry Dash. But they can, you know, like if a tornado chooses you, there's no way to tell it no. But I don't think that will be my fate. I've never been particularly worried about dying in one anyway, and I like to think that if you don't worry about it, it just can't happen. I don't believe that. I'm only joking. I don't actually believe in the powers of my beliefs at all. Least of all that belief. If that seems a little recursive and stupid, wait until you hear about me. The guy who keeps on playing the same 5% of this without getting any better. But I like to believe, I keep on saying that word, I like to think that, you know, you can find meaning in repetition, even if you can't explain where that meaning derives from, lives, or belongs. I think you can still find it there, right? And I think Geometry Dash is a wonderful way to prove that. Where else can you fail 1,000 times and feel like you're doing okay? I don't really have this much tolerance for failure. Geometry Dash is actually why I went back and played Celeste, a game that I love now and think that is probably like the greatest of platformers. But I'd given up on it. And then I failed so much in Geometry Dash that it made me feel better about failing in Celeste. And I picked it back up. Geometry Dash is funny because no matter how much you improve, you can immediately go to a level that makes it look like you're an infant who has been given control of an adult for the first time ever. Hey, 17%, new best! Amazing. A little bit too much. Yeah, because, you know, we get the first 20% down, and then we can start doing some other blocks, because we know that the the 80 to 100% block is easy, right? You know, we'll still work on it a bit, especially like before we start doing attempts in earnest. We'll work on it, but we feel confident about that. And this first part we'll do okay on. So that means there's what? Some weird ships parts, the UFO parts, but most specifically just the dual part. And then everything else we can agonize our way through gradually. %. There we go. Forgot to jump again. It's so satisfying when you're first attempting levels, because you're like, even when you die, you're like, oh yeah, 1 more %, take it, put it in the bank. Well, you know, like, that wasn't great, but if it had been a personal best, then it would have been fine. Ah, man. That was close, and that was not close. That was fatal. Worse than close. Entirely inside of a deleterious box. But it's alright. Sir Green Blockington and I are ready for... ready for another crash. Ready to pay not quite enough attention. That's why you shouldn't let him fly a plane or me fly a rocket ship. Sure. You hold there, why won't I remember? If we can remember, then we can get like another %, maybe 2%. %2 reminds me of the best milk joke in the world. So there's this film called Napoleon Dynamite, and it came out more than 20 years ago now. It was a big hit. Sir Green Blockington Tea Party win. But in it, there's like I think she's a new girl at the school. No, she's just there. It's a different character. But anyway, she's drinking like milk in the cafeteria, and the character walks up to her and he goes, "I noticed you're drinking 2% milk. Is it because you think you're fat? Because you're not. You could drink whole milk if you wanted." And anyway, I just think that's the best joke about milk that there is. And anytime I see somebody drinking 2% milk, I desperately want to go up and say that to them. But I rarely see anyone drinking milk in life now, and when I do, they're usually strangers. And while it would be funny to do the bit, you know, like, you don't want to make other people victims of your film reference, you know. Everyone should be in on the happiness. Because I imagine it would just make them feel self-conscious about drinking the milk at all. And that's the last thing I want. I mean, not that I sell it. So not the last thing that I want. Maybe the third or fourth last thing that I want. I, of course, don't really drink milk myself on account of the mustache. If they're not going to pay me to do it, I'm not going to do it for free. I'm only joking. I eat all sorts of mustache-related products without being paid to recommend them. For example, I love Pringles. You know, they're probably not made out of tennis balls. Probably. And they're not paying me to say that. You know, that's just what I believe. They are delicious, though. And every now and then I'll look at the cans and think, if they offer to make me the Pringle Man, would I have the courage of my convictions to say no, or would I say, yeah, let's do it. Let's put me on all of these cans. All of these cans of technically not tennis balls. No one thinks they are. It's just conspicuous. I'm making myself want to eat Pringles. Fortunately, I have several cans of them at home. And again, I know they're not going to make me their mascot. They've already chosen a two-dimensional guy with a mustache. There's no way they want to pay for a three-dimensional mustache. Alas, I'll have to toil in obscurity, crashing my rocket ship into the exact same place over and over again. It'll be okay. After all, at least I have the consolation of repetition. And I quite like the aesthetics of this level, although I've said that already. Ah, it's not as nice as Shivers. So when I die for the 4,000th time here, it was only like 2,500 or whatever on Shiver, right? But I think this one will be more attempts overall. It's a longer level and probably not harder. It's hard to say. Opinions on eating nuclear bombs. I mean, in the heat of the moment, sometimes fissile nuclear material can be quite delicious. But I think you have to think about the sustainability of a diet. And, you know, like, because, I mean, sure, wouldn't you want to have a little bit of woolly mammoth? But at what cost, you know? And there's not really enough nuclear weapons to go around. And once you start having them and you tell all your friends about the cupcake that you had with nuclear bombs, then they're going to want their own. And, well, we see where that gets us. It'll be like the Butter Battle book by Dr. Seuss, only with, you know, no metaphors. Come on, how am I not going to jump there? I just stared at it. I'm like, all right, so once we jump here, then we'll do this, that, and this. And instead, I did none of those things. I didn't even jump there. Fantastic. All right, you hold at the beginning, because if you don't, you'll never make it. How's the progress going? Well, we beat the practice mode. We got to the end playing on practice with checkpoints in less than 1,000. And now we've gotten as far as 18%. And in spite of me dying at 4% a lot, you know, it's getting better. Yes, 18% is the count, I believe. Because that's how far it is when you go to the upside down section after ship place and mini ship place crashed. can't hold there. You can hold all the way up to there, but then you have to wait for just a moment. And then I got distracted by the thunder outside. Which is a poor excuse. What? Alright, so you can get thrown in a weird way there. Coin path. I crashed. Alright, so... I really should be better at this by now, but... Alright, so basically, how much better at this section are we gonna get? Because probably... Yeah, 7 people got tornadoed. Okay, you can't hold there. You've got to delay it a little bit. They probably got tired of seeing me fail to remember to hold at the beginning. Or dying at 4% there. Or crashing into that pillar. They're like, this dude is hopeless. Not only is he not going to beat it, he's not even going to get to 17% again. Like, can you imagine how sad you'd be if you came out of this stream being like, I'm going to see somebody with a functioning human nervous system play Geometry Dash. And then you get this guy here in front of you, relentlessly talking about the weirdest stuff. Wait, can you just go through those things? I'm gonna lose my mind. Hello, Amethyst. Hello, IDK Guy Sister again. Nice to see you again. I looked the wrong way. Ah, come on. Why can't I just remember to hit something? I just like blank out, look at the screen. I'm like, all right, yeah, what's going to happen next? The same thing that always does. You're going to die because you're stupid. Poor Sir Green Blockington. Condemned to suffer relentlessly for my lack of gameplay. It'd be one thing if I was, doing an input, but we're just sitting there and watching him die, and that's sad. Okay, so that one is solid. I don't know anymore. I swore I just drove through one of those dark pillars earlier. Maybe some of them are solid and some aren't. Terrible. Ah, come on. Terrible, terrible stuff. Okay. Sometimes I swear the button just gets stuck or something, because like I hit it like one time and then it goes all the way up to the top. Maybe I hit it harder than I thought. Oh, I didn't jump. Hey, Cosmic. Hey, Every Beats. Is this, this is the new hardest one we're trying. I did practice on Clubstep the other day, but it's too hard and I'm not going to target that. Maybe ever. Certainly not until I get much better at the game. But this one was recommended. We finished up the practice on it earlier. I'm just trying to bash through and get a slightly better personal best before we start addressing how to actually proceed with the level, which is going to be, little chunks of practicing until we actually do parts like this properly instead of dying all the time. That's the second or third time we've died right there. It reminds me of Jumper. This will be my fifth. I've done Lightning Road and The Nightmare and Shiver and Platinum Adventures. But I am really terrible, so I'll play like a person who hasn't beat a demon before. Because it's basically what I am. Every level that I can beat becomes easy and not actually really that hard. So they're only hard until I can beat them. I'm supposed to drop there too. And we couldn't even get that sweet, sweet 19% for the beautiful blue orbs of the screen to reward me. For the beautiful words, new best, to appear. Come on. Sir Green Blockington deserves it. Sir Green Blockington the long-suffering, they'll call him. Oh, right, and then it's this part after that, so that's even worse. Have I seen the new Space Gauntlet levels? I have not. Hello, Jacob. How are you? Alright, so... Unfortunately, yeah, okay, so at 19% we get to the part that we need to practice. Which... definitely feels sad. Ah. Alright, yeah, time to go into practice mode. And just start bashing at some of these later segments, right? My hardest is Shiver. So now we're back here, which means we got to do this thing. Every other level people told me to do seemed harder. I hate everything. Okay, we're just going to back it up because apparently that checkpoint's bad. I don't think I have tried Dear Nostalgia, no. Yeah, because here, like, I'm gonna have to, like, just draw a map on the wall behind my screen and cheat. And then I'll be like, alright, and then I'll just look at that instead of the screen. And then, I can put a stilt, like a stencil over the screen that'll prevent me from looking at it and thinking that I can just jump because it looks like I can. Yeah, I've only beaten Lightning Road and Nightmare and Platinum Adventure. I've only beat the ones that are easier than Shiver. And every other level that people told me to play felt harder than this one. Because this part doesn't feel hard, it just makes me feel stupid. And that's fine. I could stand to be taken down a peg or two. I'm sure everyone who's ever met me believes that. So it's alright if this makes me feel dumb. I feel like, so if I go to a different level, then the whole, like, hour and a half I've spent on this level just disappears, you know, like... I would only want to leave the level if I'm just not going to play it anymore, like I did with Clubstep. Like, I'm not playing Clubstep again. Not forever. But, like, since I've already gotten through the practice on this, and none of it feels hard except for this part, which is because I'm dumb. And again, not because it's mechanically difficult. It's not. You have tons of window room. You just can't jump somewhere that's going to kill you, which seems like a dumb thing to note, but I keep on doing it. And now, like, again, I was just here doing this, but then, you know, I got through the practice and went to the next section. And clearly I didn't learn anything at all. What? I was not hitting it when I was dying there. I think if you die at a specific frame with your input pressed and you don't hit another input, the game remembers you as pressing the input until you click it again? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Because if I can just look at where I'm supposed to do it, but I just, like, you know, I can't remember it most of the time. See, like, that's all good, you know, that was fine. That one doesn't count. See, like, it's fine, you know, it'll be fine. I mean, that's not evidence of that, but, you know. That was because I looked at the wrong one. I keep looking at the wrong one. If I can just stare at where I know the path is, well, then I'll die. Because I forgot to jump at the beginning. Now if I just stare at where I know the path is, then we'll very clearly get through it again, and then crash into the wall. Bye, Anosa. You have a good one. It's like sometimes I can just look at the path and it's fine, and then other times I think I'm looking at it and I die instead, and I can't tell how to tell the difference. I do have a feeling that on our real runs we're going to die here all the time, though, no matter how much I practice. No matter how many in a row I get. Which, I mean, I think my record right now is 2, so it's a little bit rich to be like, no matter how many in a row I get, when the number to beat is 2. But we'll probably just keep on doing that and immediately dying, which is great. It's just very awesome. Very, very cool. Makes me feel great about my future prospects. Because this part does seem like it's just tricky because the transition, you don't know where you're gonna be, right? It's hard looking because you can't prepare for what you need to do. Not least that you come from right here where it's incomprehensible, unless you can remember to look at the right path and not all the wrong ones. So how many attempts do I think this level would take? 5,000? 8,000? Something like that. Because it's going to be like, what, once every 100 attempts or so I'll get here. And then even if we get through, we'll probably die at the end of it at least half of the time, probably more. Yeah, maybe 10,000. Because we're already at like 1,500 level attempts so far. And sure, they're not all full level attempts, but I think the game still counts them. Yeah, maybe 10,000. Maybe. Maybe more. It's a long level, a lot of opportunities to fail. My hardest is Shiver. Blah. I mean, that was okay-ish, you know. For getting there from one, it was, I mean, not good. Be better if we could stop dying here stupidly. Unlikely, but better. What? Like, how am I dying to that part of all the parts? Like, that's not even a part you're supposed to die at. Like, just don't do it. How hard could it be? I stopped staring at the right place. Because normally I look like sort of in front of where I'm at, but now I need to look like significantly ahead of where the block is. But only at the place where I'm supposed to jump to, otherwise I can't get it. Oh yeah, optical, I'm terrible. I thought you were supposed to assume that. Don't look, just remember, yeah, right. With the blast shield down, I can't see a thing. Look, if you want me to remember like where a specific book is on the shelf, or some stuff about Greece, or like a specific line out of Marcus Aurelius, or a whole bunch of other stuff, yes. If you want to remember like what to do at a given time, probably not going to happen. Because this is, this is the significant, like, breakpoint. All the other stuff in the level is just playing it. This is the only part that you need to remember how to do. Am I using the mouse? No, I use, like, an Xbox controller. I used to use a PlayStation one, but it was crummy. It was like a PS4 controller. It was like 5 years old. I say 5, I meant 10. I have nerve problems, so I can't play like really clicky stuff. Like if I have to click a lot with my mouse hand, I'm better at the game, but I can only play for like 5 minutes at a time. Because I had surgery a few years ago, but there's some motions that I physically can't do them. And, like, really clicky stuff is one of those things, unfortunately. Because one of my favorite kinds of games is real-time strategy games, which are famously very clicky. And I've always been bad at them. Me not having good hands is not why I'm not, like, playing RTSs. I still play Total War, but, like, not competitive. I merely watch tons of them. Yeah, well, I can click a lot faster than I can do the input, like on the A button of a controller, but I can play for hours at a time with my thumb pressing, but if I have to do like my index finger going down onto the keyboard or onto the mouse, it's not possible. But yeah, the mouse, cause especially for like ship stuff or wave, when I got through the wave part of this level, one of the wave parts, I actually, when I was doing practice, I just switched over to the mouse, which would not be doable, for actual gameplay, but for my money, it's just a lot easier. Yeah, like right in here, that's where I swapped to the mouse either. How old am I? I am 38 years old. I am an old person. But no, I do not mind you asking. Yeah, I started playing Geometry Dash, I think it was like October of last year, something like that. But I don't have like a ton of time in it, 70 hours, something like that maybe. I didn't do practice mode at all for like a long time. Like I didn't believe in it, and then I tried and it frustrated me, and I didn't like get how to set checkpoints and stuff. But EVW, I do know who that is because people have compared me to them, but I haven't like watched them or anything. But I know that they're also an old person. Well, maybe want to pick up this game. One of my friends had mentioned that they really had liked it, and they were like, "You could play that." And then I had it in my Steam account for ages. I've got a bunch of Steam games because I'm old, so I've had my account for a while, and I just buy games and don't play them. I do not have children. Oh, EVW. Sorry, I was reading that. I thought you were talking about me. I was like, no, that's not me. You got the wrong guy. Yeah, no, I'm. Yeah, that's good for him. It's good for him. It's good for people with children. I do not have children though. I thought you meant me for a second. And I was like, don't you put that evil on me. Yeah, Geometry Dash, Undertale, and Overwatch 2. Yep, I also played Undertale just for like one playthrough on the advice of one of my friends. But yeah, I tend to play really streaky stuff. Like I'm late to the party on a lot of games. Like I played Undertale for the first time this last year. I didn't play Minecraft until June of last year, which was like whenever I came back to my channel. That was what I did the bulk of playing. And eventually got into hardcore and planting my big beautiful wheat field. But yeah, I've been catching up on some games that everybody else played while I was like, not playing anything because of my hands or playing World of Warcraft Classic again. A little too sharp there. I felt it before it crashed. That's why I made the sound. That's why I made the dumb sound with my dumb mouth. Because I could feel that I was failing. And I didn't know how to do anything about it except go, meh. Oh, supposed to jump there. Terrible. Have I beaten all the main levels? I have not. I did not beat Electrodynamics or Hexagon Force. I found them both very frustrating, and I was like, well, if they're not called demons, I'm just going to start playing demons. I bet they'll be easier than this. Hello, Hex. But no, I don't know how many Steam games I actually have. Probably like 900, something like that. There's this subscription service called Humble Bundle. Well, that's the name of the website, Humble Bundle. And they do like charity bundles and stuff, but they have a thing called Humble Choice where, you know, you pay like whatever amount. It's like, you know, 14 bucks a month. And then you get like Steam games, you know, Steam game keys every month. I'm not paid to advertise for them or anything. I'm just a fan. But anyway, I forgot that I had paid for it because I'm very irresponsible with money, which is to say that like I don't pay attention to my outlays as much as I should. So, my best run on this is 19%, but then we got right to this section. I figured I should jump here and get more practice on it. But you're saying to get a thing to swap around? Is that just like you get a mod to swap your position? I've been thinking about getting that because it can be frustrating to get through to, you know, halfway through a level just to start practicing there. But with this one, it's not too hard to get to this point in the level. And this is the part that I need to practice the most. At least so far. Ah, come on. Oh, okay. Okay, I think the roof there is safe, actually. I'll have to check that. Okay, I held it for one too many there. Ah, come on. Why do I do the things I do? Hey, at least we got through twice-ish. Safe roof, safe rock. Ah, even worse than before. Well, it's not accurate. Different than before. My best from 0, 19%. So right at the very beginning of this section, and then I died, and then I was like, okay. That was where I was like, now's the time to swap to practicing the individual segments, because I knew that I wouldn't get any better at doing this part, you know, from bashing my head against the level until we got here again. Which, before I embraced practice mode, I was like, Time Machine, I think it was, or Cycles, but one of my viewers, Bouncy Real Gentleman, he like, because he knew like that I didn't get practice mode, I like wasn't understanding it and it was frustrating me, he just like made me the segment of the run that I needed to practice, and then he offered to do it again whenever I had gotten through that level, and I like, and then I was like, okay, I actually gotta you know, do better so that Bouncy doesn't keep on offering to, you know, make me levels so that I can like practice properly. But a real cool guy. It's real nice of him. Change my icons, but I love Sir Green Blockington. We've always been together. Oh yeah, the roof is safe there, so in that really sharp place. Yeah, Sir Green Blockington and me, we're in this for the long haul. Like, I would sooner change my own face than Sir Green Blockington's. Hey Ashes, how's it going, man? Okay, I think the floor there is safe too. Okay, so that's actually, yeah, I'm like feathering around too much when there's like very safe areas that we can target there. So that's good information. I should have double jumped there. No, I have seen the levels that the talented upper crust of this game plays, and I am content to be the simple grain of rice at the bottom of the bowl. They can have all the glory. I don't want any of that smoke. The amount of like anger and rage that I would unalterably be feeling if I tried to do those levels, just like, no way, man. First of all, I'm not good enough. Second of all, even if I was, why suffer that much? Like, I guess, like, maybe it would feel good. Maybe it would feel good to be that good at it, but I doubt it. I bet it's bad for your heart. I bet I wouldn't be able to drink as much coffee as I like to drink. I bet it would get me all jittery and bad. And when I say I like to drink coffee, boys, I mean I like it a lot. I mean, I know everybody likes it, but I wasn't allowed to have it for a while. I mean, I know children aren't allowed to have it, but like, I really wasn't supposed to have it. No. It's against my parents' religion. Not mine. I don't have a religion that tells me I can't do anything. Now, I'm sort of a Buddhist, but I even eat meat, so, you know, I'm not really a good one. But there aren't any rules, so just a bunch of guidelines that you're allowed to ignore, because no one's in charge. No, I know the pattern, I just keep doing it wrong, because I can't make my brain remember what to do in any individual moment. All the instructions sort of, like, overgeneralize. So, like, I know it's like jump, 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 drop here, and then we drop, and then it's 3 jumps, and then we drop 2, and then jump 2, and then drop 2, but you won't see me do it every time. Like, knowledge is no reflector of results. Like, as you see, I know how to do it. I just can't do it. My previous hardest level is Shiver. A little too early on the uptick there. The ground was safe there, and I still jumped up on it because I got nervous. Blah. Hello, Space USA. Yeah, there were definitely a couple of times when I got, like, really, really hype. When I died at, like, 97% on Shiver, I was shaking before it even happened because I was so sure that it was gonna work out, but it didn't. But then I ultimately came back. The nightmare, I have beat the nightmare already. And I agree, it is much easier than this. And there, you don't quite get to the roof if you're holding it the whole way. You gotta give it a little bit of space. Got it. One jump, not two there. Why can't I? Two jumps, not three there. Blah. You have 38 demons and 34 of them are easy. That'll be what my count looks like if I ever have more than a dozen demons. It'll be like 15 easy ones and one medium one. No, I don't know if I'll ever beat a medium demon. But then I didn't really think I was ever going to beat an easy demon, and look at me now, failing to beat a fifth one repeatedly. Alright, you can't just let go there. Have I beat or tried Deadlocked? I don't think so. Deadlock's like a mainline level. I don't think I have it unlocked, because I only got like the first of the coin levels. Clubstep, which was so comically outside of my weight class that I didn't even consider unlocking any of the other ones. I don't like that I did that. It makes me feel incompetent. I don't. Yeah, was it the first time I quit this game? I think it was the first time I quit. It was because I was trying to get the coins on dry out, and not only could I not get the coins on dry out, I could not finish the level. And this is after I had beat demons, and I got just like so disgusted with my inability to beat literally dry out that I said I'm not going to play this game anymore. And I think I put it must have been like more than a month that I put it down. Because I had not been playing for a while. Like, I got big mad about it, as the kids say. blah. Click between frames? I don't know what that means. I might look it up later, but... Well, I don't think I'm dying because I'm not clicking fast, or the clicks aren't registering. I'm pretty sure I'm always dying because I'm doing the wrong thing. And I have beat 4 demons. To answer your question, Hex. Although you probably don't believe it by watching me play here, I have beat a demon before, but they were all easy. You know, they're all so easy. I don't know if I think this is harder than Shiver. Probably. It's a lot longer, isn't it? Yeah, this is probably harder. I mean, this section's probably harder than that one part with the wave and Shiver is. Probably. Ah, come on, man, that's far. The bottom cube? No, you gotta focus on the green cube. The bottom cube doesn't know anything. It's all about the green cube. Plus, the great thing about Shiver is it's blue. Oh, really? Yeah, there's definitely a couple parts of this level that mess with my eyes pretty bad. The wave part with the diamonds, which I found enjoyable and not like that tough to do, but it did mess with my eyes a bit for sure. Man, it's so sharp. What? That's obnoxious. Okay, sure. Okay. Oh, you gotta jump into it, right. Starting to build some very decent consistency with that dual cube, and then even through the second ship section. This part is, of course, where all of the incompetence comes out. Oh boy! But you know, if we can just add on segment to segment, then pretty soon we'll be well, crashing right there because I started talking myself up again. Blah, why am I the way I am? Oh, well that... I thought I was gonna die slightly after that, and now I feel a little bit miffed about it. I had a whole speech. Hey, Cosmic. Yeah, excellent progress. I mean, you'll note that I'm still here, but don't let that fool you. Because we've now, like, progressed to dying, like, at this part every time. Well, not every time, but a lot of the time. And we've gotten here a few of the times from that segment, you know. Oh, gotta fall there. Anyway, if I can just remember how to do this. Oh no, I killed the checkpoint. Now I have to do this part again. Lord only knows if I can remember how to do it. Apparently not. I... I can tell I'm just gonna die there so many times on the real attempts, because it definitely feels like you're supposed to jump at some point there, and then I'll forget to jump there, because I'll be telling myself, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. Demon Mixed, I tried that. There was some reason why I stopped playing it. I don't remember what it was. I can't... Man, that's just like... I didn't feel like I had let up that long. Just goes to show I don't know nothing. I didn't think I was holding it there either. I need to readapt. I so bad? Yeah, I normally hit it every time, but I was trying to hold it some. I very rarely hold the button at all. I like never hold and I never buffer typically. People are always telling me to, and I just don't. Oh, that's why I like this level. There's not a bunch of orbs. There's not a bunch of orb nonsense. I didn't even notice it. And now I'm like, that's what I like about it. You don't have orbs that you have to hit or ignore, and I love that. Because they start doing this thing where they're like, hit the orb at this specific time or you fail anyway, and I hate it. And I just realized, yeah, this level has almost no orbs at all. I mean, there are some segments that have a couple, but like barely any. Because they're like, we're getting to the point where we feel fine about everything up to here, right? And just a lot of practice will help somewhat there, but maybe not tons. I might need to just theorize a different way to think about that sharp wave section. Because what I'm doing is very clearly only working by accident. Hello, Algwin. Terrible. Oh, I don't want to practice orb timings. I want to avoid all the levels where they appear so that I don't notice how bad I am at it. Geometry Dash players, y'all are a different breed. Someone's like, yeah, I don't want to get burned in a fire, and they're like, you should stand in a fire for a while. You're like, I like not getting burned. You're like, have you considered practicing standing in fire? Bet you'll like it. It'll make you warm. You'll be a more complete flame. No, I just kid. I know you guys are trying to help me improve. It's just funny. You hate this, Players In? Sorry, man. No, this is about to be the end of the of this stream. I gotta take a break. Hate to leave with so many people here and talking and stuff, but I gotta take a break. Gotta get something to eat. The tornadoes never ended up happening. Do I think I'll go from 0 soon? Yeah. You know what? Why don't we before we leave? We'll try to bash out a good personal best. But then I gotta leave. I gotta get something to eat. This is my 5th. But you wouldn't know it from looking at me. You'd swear I was born yesterday from watching me play the game. Hey, 23%, new best. Decent. Ah, man, I was really close to the safe spot on the bottom. Still, hey, 28%. That's a significant improvement. And it shows that my practice was well spent, right? Because we really got through that section basically twice in a row, which feels, as a gamer, very good. And then I crashed there, so... But yeah, so regardless of how much it looked like I wasn't learning anything from all of that practice, I actually did absorb a lot of it, and that's good. Because it could have went either way. All right, we just gotta hit our buttons here so we don't crash into the bottom like a noob. Into the wall. Well, because after this in demon progression, I think it'll be a while before we have to worry about that. And I don't know. I'll probably find the next level that's the next level that people said is the easiest to do, and then I'll try that one. Bye, Cosmic. Thanks for stopping by. Yep. I mean, 28% is not terrible. It's not good. But from what I recall, the part that I would identify as the hardest was basically where we've gotten to. And the rest of it won't take as much practice as that part did to get down, I hope. Bad. What do you mean I have 900 subs? No, I don't. Did I really get that many while I was streaming? Did I really get like 8? That's cool. Thanks, guys. I don't want to be like, I know the exact amount of subs I have, but it was 892 when I started. No, I mean, it's the sort of thing that when you're a smaller creator, you look at, you notice individual changes because they're rare. Sorry, I don't mean to refer to myself as a creator. I think it's a ridiculous pretense, but it's what YouTube says all over the pages, so I like sort of absorb the vocabulary. I just look at myself as a person making silly internet videos. The act of creation seems a little lofty to be throwing onto my nonsense here. Have I put 1,000 videos on the internet? Yes. Have I edited any of them? No. Not a lot of creation there. Oh no. I don't even know what I crashed into there. But cool, yeah, 900 sub party, woo, hooray! $902, my goodness. Gonna have to get a top hat and a monocle pretty soon. I'm gonna be so fancy. That was close. Ah, man. That was just a little fragment from being to the glorious 29% that would have given us a new best. How much time do I think I'll beat it? Well, it's not going to happen today. Probably a couple thousand more attempts, so several more hours, probably like 3 or 4 more hours of hacking at it. Maybe slightly quicker, it just depends, but yeah. Probably spend like 5 or 6 total hours on the level. I'm not very good. I mean, I know you're watching me, so I don't need to tell you that, but I feel like I should tell you that I do know that I'm not very good. But, you know, if we just keep that one segment tightened up, you know, the 19 to 30, then I can go back to crashing there, because when the screen goes blank, I just close my eyes and forget that I'm supposed to learn to play. I don't know. But anyway, you know, so there's a lot of confounds along the way. What? I guess you can crash into that one sometimes. But no, I think we'll probably clear it somewhere between like 4,000 and 5,000 attempts. Well, I don't know, because this is what, like, this is probably right around 2,000 total attempts. Because there was just about 1,000, what, like 940, 950 or something in the first practice session, and then this. So probably, yeah, I mean, probably another 1,000, because we still got more practice to do before, you know, before we're even earnestly attempting this. I don't even really remember big segments of this level, just that we got through them without too much effort on the practice. But the one that stood out is that I would have to practice is this part that we've already got. You know, not this part. Clearly we don't have it, we die here. No, this part here, which again, is not the part I mean. The part after this. That, you know, if we keep on dying there, we're never going to see how good we could be. But the dual block section. Yes. Hi, Dynamite, and yes, thank you for the compliment. It was okay. I just need to tighten up the wave sections, man. I mean, once we get there. Because really, like, they're not that tricky. I don't know why that sharp wave keeps getting me so badly when we get there, but I would call it woefully inconsistent. And of course, dropping spikes here is, you know, embarrassing. That's not the right word. Bad. Yeah, there we go. New best. Rolling. No! 30%. Hey, that's decent, right? That's several percentage points faster than we were before. Faster, further. Ah. Alright, got a bunch of messages. Put a checkpoint back at the end and then move it back. That does seem like a good thing to do. I remember thinking that the 80 to 100% was quite easier than the rest of the level, although if you asked me to describe it to you right now, I would not be able to do so. Other than that, a lot... I crashed again. Because this is the first, session I've ever done on the level. So, we started from the beginning with the practice, and then we got to the end, and then... Because the ending section was so simple, I figured, we'd crash some attempts and then go and do more intensive practice on the part that I thought was hardest, which was the dual block part. Ooh, almost ate it there. How did I jump so slow? But I will file away the cyberphobia suggestion. Trying to just stick with this one for this stream, and probably until I beat it, since... But I will... If I get disenchanted, I'll download that one after the stream, and then I'll have it in my my list. But I keep on saying we're going to end this stream, and I am, because I need to eat. But there's so many people here, and I hate to leave. No, I mean, I've eaten like 2 times today. I just, I'm hungry again. When you work in a kitchen, you're used to being able to snack whenever you want food. Well, that's not true. I am used to it. I guess in some kitchens you don't get to. But yeah, I haven't ever been I've never worked on a level like this, and worked for 2.5 hours and then thought, okay, I'll do something else now. It's always I might put it down, but when we come back, this is what we're coming back to. This is what we're cracking on. This is where the memories are all going. I don't want any of the other wave ship parts to be interfering with what I have to do here, like crashing into the wall. Do I know the next day I'll stream? Not really. I work full time. I'm off on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I have not been streaming too much Geometry Dash, but been trying to do it at least once a week from now. So I might stream some tomorrow, but if not, then it'll probably... I don't know. I don't really have a big schedule. I stream several times a week, but it's different games, different schedulings and stuff. But you have a good rest of your day. Perhaps I will see you in another streamer video. But alright, last run. I have got to take a break, or... Okay, well, not the last run. If we crashed... Okay, then the last run when we get a good one going. Oh yeah, something you'll learn about me is I'm a liar, and whenever I say I'm about to end, that may not be true, but sometimes it is. Alright, last run. So everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. There's so many of you here, and I hate to leave. I do appreciate you all being here and hanging out, your advice and all, but I really do need to get some food to eat, probably catch a shower. I've been sweating like a hog in here, hard at work on this level, but we'll be back to play some more at a later date. So thank you guys so much. There's way too many names to shout out in chat. But anyway, Crowned Nubian Arclight Q, Hex and Players In and Dynamite, thank you all for being here. Cosmic, I think you're gone, but yeah, all of y'all that have been around, Tablet, been awesome having you here. Really appreciate all of you, and perhaps I'll see you in another stream or video. You guys have a good night. I might be back streaming later on tonight, but probably not Geometry Dash. I might play some Celeste, maybe some more Oblivion Remastered. I'm obsessed. But anyway, thank you guys so much. You have a good rest of your night. I'm gonna get something to eat.